Howdy, 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 everybody, and welcome back to Steam Era Frontier. I'm your host, Dusty. It's just a couple of days after Christmas, so I was thinking we might just take a look in today's episode at the Steam Era of the 1860s, and specifically the building of the Transcontinental Railroad right here in Wyoming, which was, the heart of building that. Okay, this was a time of grit, innovation, and incredible determination. Now, the steam power that just helped forge the connection between the East Coast and West Coast. I've been doing a little digging into the types of steam engines that were operating in Wyoming during the Transcontinental Railroad era. Now, the first locomotive that made it into Cheyenne was an 040 saddle tank. But the 440s were the real workhorses for the Union Pacific. Now, these engines laid the groundwork for today's modern transportation. But back then, in the mid 1800s, they relied on these robust steam power engines to tackle immense challenges of building a railroad that spanned the entire continent. And one of the most iconic of that era was the 440. And it was known back then as the American locomotive because that was kind of a time before they had come up with designations like 440 and 040 and 244 or whatever. Now, these engines, they were real workhorses. They were designed for versatility and durability. The 440s hauled supplies, they transported workers, they navigated the rugged, uncharted territories, and they did all this with remarkable efficiency. Their ability to adapt to the harsh conditions of the American West, where they had nothing there, it made them indispensable in overcoming all these obstacles that the frontier had out there. Now, let's take a moment and look at the Jupiter of the Central Pacific and the Union Pacific's legendary 119. Now, these engines are a symbol of engineering prowess. They were key players in connecting a nation. They met at Promontory Summit in Utah in 1869. They completed the Transcontinental Railroad. Now, this event not only united a country, but it showcased the transformative power of steam engine. These mighty machines were more than just metal and steam. They represented the determination of a nation, the determination of the human spirit, and the innovation that could be made. Their legacy is still alive today. They're alive in our museums, they're alive in our minds, they're alive in our models, and they're an ongoing passion for people that love history. Now, here's kind of where we're going to shift a little bit about that. I've been looking for a HO scale model steam engine to represent that time period. So I've been looking at the 040 and the 440 configurations, and you'd think with all the advances in manufacturing that these models would be more affordable right now. You wouldn't think they would be super high. I have been shocked. To my surprise, I cannot believe how expensive these things have gotten. Prices are through the roof, in my opinion, and especially from what I remember, last time I purchased these things was probably 30 years ago. And my gosh, I could buy an entire train set for what one engine costs now. So I will say, though, that the craftsmanship of what I'm seeing in the new models is pretty amazing. And the detail does bring these things to life. I have to take into consideration my pocketbook and weighing the exact accuracies and quality of new models to maybe looking at buying an older one. I'm currently weighing that out. So I've been scouring different sources, eBay, online retailers, things like that. And I might even consider if I can find one that's maybe the exterior, the model is broken or something, but the running gears or something I can fix, and maybe 3D printing a custom modified engine, something like that. So I'm not breaking the bank kind of thing. So I am confident that I can either find or create a model that does justice to this historical time period that I'm looking at, the 1860s. And I'd love to hear from you guys. Okay, help me out. Have you encountered similar challenges in finding the right model at the right price? Do you have any tips? Where can I find hidden gems? Those kinds of things. Please drop your thoughts and your experiences in the comments below. I'm all ears. Help me out with this. So I want to thank you for joining me on this episode of Steam Era Frontiers. And if you've enjoyed the episode, please, you know what to do. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notifications, and I'll see you in the next episode. Have a great day.